I figured out that my husband has been cheating. I decided to keep it cool, like not to be bothered. Okay. But there is this thing that happened. I don't know if he took a spell or juju or something, because that woman outside has been using him to attack us. Wow. Sorry, the fast breath, I'm walking out. This is still morning. So he came home one day with wrappers, and my children, we don't normally sleep with wrappers. It's either duvet or they just sleep that way. Okay. But he instructed them to sleep with the wrappers. And the funny thing is that the wrapper did not come like the 4 yards, the 6 yards. It was as if they cut them already for their sizes, which was awkward. Then I seized it from them that day, came up with a story, and luckily he did not really pay attention. I went to the market, I bought the same pattern, and I cut it and I gave it to them. Do you know, the next morning, he would normally come out around 7, but this time around he came out around 9. Okay. He wasn't going anywhere, and he was shocked to see them all out, happy, doing their morning chores and all that. Shocked. When they washed it like 2 weeks, a week later, and spread outside, I noticed through the window he went to touch if it was the same material. And then I saw him wave his head like this. He came up and he did not speak to me the remaining of that day. This is the weird thing that happened. I gave the original wrappers to my friend who was a minister, and she kept it for her use, that her faith can carry it. Okay. Only for 2 days after giving her that wrapper where she kept it, guess what? Those wrappers started emitting the same smell a dead corpse would emit. Wow. And it consumed the atmosphere where she lived. Mind you, from this point, it was already 1 month post after an order, and she could not tell us. So she discarded it. But she still left a little from the material as proof. And I could tell you that even after touching that material, the stench would remain with your hand or finger, depending on how you touched it. But this is the thing. After that point, I had an idea of what would have happened to my children. And then memories of when he would come back from his travels, walk with a foot flax, saying maybe from his mom and all that. And I would not be led to give my babies those things. Okay. Now, I kept imagining the what ifs, and what ifs. Then I found out that he had a full-blown family of 3 girls and a boy. 4 outside. I think 2 are twins or something, and it was heartbreaking. But I just still need to keep my smile, my cool, and not get too disturbed, if you know what I mean. But I will tell you, women out there, don't be blind in your marriage or because of love. You might be loving, but he's not loving, and your children will get the first blow if you're not careful.
Okay, so do not forget that this story we're hearing now is a one-sided story. We never hear the other side. So people will say, hey, what do you want to hear for the other side? You never hear what they tell you. You may say she's going to lie. If you are part of those people, you have mental issues. You must hear the 2 sides. But I'm going to take this matter from 2 fronts. One, I will assume she's totally correct. On the other front, I will assume that she's not totally correct. So let's start from the part. Let me play the husband defendants first before we now come to play our own defendants. If you listen to this story, you will see that she ended it with, women, be smart in your marriage. You might be loving and is not loving. She's already having this gender issue in her head. Because we have cheating husbands and we have cheating wives. We have useless husbands and we have useless wives. So if you have had an issue in your marriage, you should be talking to people who are suffering from similar issues, not just the women. But she focused on the women. That's a pointer to know that she already has a problem. That's one. Now, the material in question that the man brought, she has no idea where the man brought it from. Then she has insinuated that the man woke up the next morning and in the expense say something could not do the children. That's what she painted now. And because nothing do the children, the man go confirm. if not the same material. But you can ask the man now, you find out things like this already happened before, and he does suspect and say, this thing I want to give my children self. My wife will go easy say, I want you to do something. No. And now she's here saying the man has a full family, 4 children, and you are the first wife. And your husband was having a family outside, 4 children, and you no notice until you don't born 4. That tells a lot of the level of attention that even given to him in the marriage in the first place. I'm coming to our own side, though. I'm just looking at it from the side of the husband now. Which means everybody might be at fault here, both herself and the husband. But as she has narrated the husband's fault. If you listen to the story, there was a point where she said the man who carry things come from the mama, or the man who send her from the mama, she not really give her children. Probably because she don't send her that aura of I don't trust you, I don't trust your family. And who knows if these are the emotional issues that have chased that man out of the house. And they are totally emotionally detached as we speak. Now let's come to the side of the man. Since some men have just decided to be useless and stupid, and I don't understand why. Number one, if you must even be stupid enough to be cheating inside your marriage, there should be clear-cut boundaries. Men gossip their wives with their side chicks. I don't know how they do that. They tell, to the extent that your side chick will don't know everything about your wife. I don't understand how they do that one. If you know you are no longer emotionally balanced in your marriage and you don't feel you are married again, walk out, go back. Leave them. And they visit your house. But make it clear that I don't feel emotional in this. I don't feel like I'm in a family anymore. Make it obviously clear. So that the other person will know that you go to gossip your wife. Which kind play you and your side chick they play when you go carry things from your side chick or give your children. I'm trying to understand it here. And I don't know how she has managed to stay in that marriage. Obviously, she's managing it because she has children that she has to take care of. But madam, if I'm going to advise you as your brother, supposing you are my sister, if you are sure that this man already has children outside, you cannot just carry your children and run. He's going to tell you are kidnapping his children. So if you are sure that he already has children outside, that's a good ground to fight for a divorce. So fight for a divorce and hold custody of your children. You would be allowed access to the children, see them, they will play, but they will not get, you will not get that kind of freedom to want to carry things from someone and come and give to your children again. I don't know how you are staying with a man that has a full-blown family outside and you don't have a problem, or unless you don't have a problem with it. But it's risky, don't you think so? It's risky, and you look well learned and somebody who has something going for her, so you can take care of your children on your own, if I'm not mistaken. But that will not be the case. You can also go to the court and tell the court to compel him to be financially responsible for the children, but you are no longer safe in that marriage. And if he has children outside, he has a full-blown family outside, that's a good avenue for the court to grant you divorce and take custody of your children. We just need to be careful in this thing we get ourselves into and call marriage. The kind of attachment we get is too heavy for the lack of loyalty that happens. For me to be attached to a woman and call ourselves husband and wife, we'll share everything together, including children, there must be 100% loyalty. 99% is not allowed. Once you find out that loyalty is not 100%, please pack your bag and detach. This word we call love is over exaggerated. Now she's likely suffering from not just emotional abuse or physical abuse. We don't know if she's suffering from those ones. But there's a spiritual attack happening here. And spiritual attack is not what you can defend in court. It's not what you can present in court. But you don't born outside, you get fortune. Family of outside is a good case. Something you can present in court. So my sister, I advise you to save your head.